And it's interesting you mentioned we really don't have that culture of showrunners in Canada. And if you look at a lot of the big American stuff, and that whole idea of nurturing talent too. I mean, do you see a gap sort of in the system that we have?
Well, I mean, I think we live next to the giant, right? So when you have real talent and they're not getting traction in their own country, they move, right? So
I think it's changing. It's changing because of the internet and because of the new opportunities that are happening, and changing of the old guard, in broadcasters and in production companies as well. I think there is a change underway. People are realizing more and more and more that if there aren't a lot of people watching your show, it may not be that good. Like there's been this kind of idea that the artiste, and that if it isn't niche, then it's just bland, broad entertainment for the masses, and that isn't true. There are niche things.
well, it's not always true, because you look at the show like Mad Men, or you look at a show like Northern Exposure. Those were critically acclaimed, but not highly popular. So you have to be able to look at sort of all things at once and execute your own vision, and then it's either going to get ratings or it's not going to get ratings. And then it's in the broadcaster's mind to decide: is it critically acclaimed enough? Is it beautiful enough? Is it saying something enough that we want to continue with it, or is it just not a rating success? Then it becomes a bit subjective anyway.
But that's what I'm saying, is that the ratings actually mean something. Like they're really important. And in Canada, I think for some reason we've been able to kind of set that aside previously and say, well, what's more important is that we're doing something culturally appropriate, right, and things like that. And that's not the case. I think that if we have one big thing to learn from our southern neighbor, it's that you have to really look with clear vision at what people are saying about your film, and really sort of adopt that and then learn from it and go forward. And that sounds like such an obvious thing to say, but I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, it's sort of action, reflection, revision, move forward. It's always been in a phase, sort of creating a culture of learning, right? So that you can learn from the thing that you've done, so that you can do it. And I mean, for us, Little Mosque has been absolutely a blessing, and it's been fantastic. We've had a real partnership with our broadcaster, which has made a huge difference. So there's a great relationship there. But for us, it's also about, evaluating what the process has been for us and how to ensure that the next thing we do, which we really, get excited about and love, how we can do that even better. So whether or not we've had some great success with one show, it's how do we, it's like, if you're forever 18 years old or whatever, you've got to learn from your mistakes and go forward and revise and change and do it better. Like, just strive to do your next thing.